Hello and
Hey, hey,
welcome.
hey.
Today we have a
Hey,
great
hey,
topic.
hey.
Oh, look who decided to join us.
Oh, isn't that something?
Oh man.
Hello, ladies.
Hey.
Hello, ma'am.
Good evening.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great.
All right, so let's get into it.
Okay,
Let's do
so
it.
now, how long are we supposed to be dating before we decide, hey, I want to propose? It's time to get married. Me personally, I said around a year and a half
Mm-hmm.
to 2 years. Tiff,
Tiffany says between year 3 and 5. By year 3, you should have an idea
Jesus.
that this is going to be the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And by year 5, if that conversation ain't happened and ain't shit popping, then we got to part ways because I'm not about to be your long term girlfriend. So that's my view. Lindsay?
Okay. I'm gonna agree. I think 2 years is a good enough amount of time to get to know someone and figure out if you guys are compatible enough to be married. So I say 2 years.
Oh, these people are blowing. The light just turned green. Sorry, y'all.
So,
Multitasking here.
Yeah.
all right, big time. So, okay, but okay, I just feel like within the first year of actually dating, and I'm not talking about like the get to know you phase, I'm talking about when you guys become exclusive.
Okay.
Like, you should be paying
What's
attention.
that? So what's that time frame for you? What's the exclusive time frame from the
Um,
moment you started dating?
oh, within like 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
After that, I feel like you just a fuck
See, I
buddy.
say 3 months.
What?
3 months
Wait a
before
minute.
you become exclusive.
Uh huh.
Mm,
That's what I say. But anywho, that ain't the
I
topic.
3
mean,
months.
the whole reason why, I say that what I said about the 2 years, like I said, like the first 6 months of your relationship is gonna be spent figuring it out, seeing if you even like that person enough to like take things more serious. I don't know if 3 months is enough time, to be
Three
But you
honest.
months?
think 2 years is enough
Wait, wait,
time to
wait,
be
wait, wait,
engaged?
wait. You
Before you
don't think
become
3 months is enough
exclusive.
time for being exclusive?
No, not necessarily.
I think it is.
No, I don't.
What? What? I mean,
I mean,
like,
let me
how
be
long?
honest. People are not waiting 3 months to be exclusive. Some people are waiting 2 weeks.
Absolutely. That's
2
definitely happening.
weeks. Yeah.
Hmm.
But just
Hmm.
because it's happening doesn't mean it's right.
Well, I
It
agree
may
with
be
you on
right for
that.
them though. It may be right for them though.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
There's
Bruh.
people. I
I
mean,
mean, if
I'm
you're
just keeping
expected
it
to
a
be
hundred.
married within the year, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, because well, the year isn't counting before you get exclusive. The
Okay,
year
but if
is
we're
So
talking
counting
you're
about
after
somebody
saying
you've
that's
three
gotten
two
months.
weeks,
exclusive.
You're saying 3 months
but
from the
okay, so
from
if
the
the
day
person
you
has
become
they've been
exclusive.
in this relationship for 2 weeks, and they in 2 weeks from them meeting each other and dating. They made it exclusive.
What?
By your timeline, that'll be less than a year for them to be engaged.
No, by my timeline it'll be a year and a half. Still.
Hmm. I just don't feel, in my opinion, I don't feel like you really know a person in just a year and a half. Like, especially if you're not living with the person.
So what you want is for you to be simulating marriage before marriage and then think that somebody's still gonna marry you.
Yeah, I guess so. If you want to put
I
it that
don't know
way.
if I
No.
agree with moving in with somebody that you're not married to. What if it doesn't work out? Then you have to worry about moving out.
Yeah,
Like
but for
that
me,
costs money.
the idea of not knowing how this person really is before we, do the big I do gives me anxiety. Like, no, no, I
But
need to
I'm
see how you
saying,
move. I need
how
to
do
see
you
how you
not
live
know how
in.
they move when you're dating? Like
Well,
you
because
gonna spend
okay, yeah,
time
you spend a
together.
night. Yeah, of course, you're gonna spend a night and all this, but a person can easily make it seem one way when really he's not that way. Like,
I mean,
unless
they
you're
can do
talking
that when
about,
you live with them.
unless you're talking about,
Yeah.
unless you're talking about, I'm over your house every motherfucking day, then yeah, you will know that person. If you're there, you might as well say you live there. But if we're talking about one, maybe two times a week, going over to a person's house, you don't really know.
I'm sorry, I am not moving in with somebody I'm not married to.
Why that's
That
your
shit
At
that's your
just
least
prerogative, baby.
engaged. Like my
Oh
thing
shit,
is,
what's
yeah.
the
I'm
what is
I'm
that?
not doing that.
my thing is that we don't just go straight to um we don't just go straight to moving in, right?
Right.
So we're also engaged, right, for a period of time.
But is that really happening though? Let's be real.
Being engaged,
No, I mean not living together before you even get engaged.
I mean, it
I
should.
think we need to go back to that. I think we need to go back to the old
Because
school
I
way
done
of not
shacked up
shacking
my
up.
damn self. I done shacked up my damn self. Yeah.
But do you
I mean,
shack
I
up with
shacked up
somebody?
too, but
But what I'm saying is, did you shack up with somebody you didn't want to marry, that you didn't see yourself marrying? Like shacking up
Yeah, when I
should
was
be a
younger, I
big
did.
deal.
I lived with an ex-boyfriend when I was younger. I was about 22, 23. We lived together for less than 6 months, and he was absolutely somebody that I would not have married.
Right.
No.
And so I'm
I don't think
saying,
you need.
why do you feel like it's okay? Okay, so you did that and you were comfortable. But you think that you should do that for 3 to 5 years before you say, hey, I feel like I could marry this person?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm not
Mm-mm.
I don't get that part.
My only thing is the financial part and how much it costs to move and do all of that shit. Like all of that stuff.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? If we're not married or at least like she said engaged, but even still, like I can't just do the fly by the seat of my pants type of thing.
What?
It costs money, and then
Fly
I
by the
cannot
seat
be
of
in a
my pants.
relationship.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, it means that there's no. I'm just waiting to see what will happen. Like I'm not. I don't have a concrete plan with this person. You know what I'm saying? Like we just shacking up, living together, acting like husband and wife, but we're not. What if we don't get to that point?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a,
you
that's
can
it's
curb
a,
habits. You can curb habits like okay, you leave the seat up or this and that. Like
you going out,
Okay,
or
I
am I
thought that
going
was
out?
me. Uh, it sounded like it to me too.
Yeah, but no, I get what y'all are saying. Um, just I just don't think I personally I would need more than a year and a half.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like, I mean, after a year and a half, you would know. Then you'll start motherfucking trying to, if you don't like they ass, you start looking elsewhere, start entertaining other people. Looking like that'd be the time, that time period right there. When
That
that shit happens, like when you,
uh, now my phone went out. Hello, I lost you.
hello?
Hello.
I'm like,
I
damn,
don't
what
know what
happened?
happened. The sound just went out on me.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so now it's like that's the time that you end up um losing interest. Y'all start arguing more and everything else. That'd be the time when you don't see yourself with this person. But it's like I don't think that most people even think about it. Like is that on your mind? Can I see myself with this person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you, because I think a lot of people they get into dating mode and they're just dating.
No, no.
They just date.
Maybe some people, yeah, but definitely in my mind, I'm thinking marriage by that time. Absolutely.
I
I
don't know
missed it.
because when you're dating somebody, okay, you're talking, you talk to them, y'all decide, okay, let's be exclusive. Be exclusive. Y'all get to fucking, y'all going to each other's houses, y'all kicking it. You start to see how they act, how they are. You get to meet they people, see how they treat their mama, their siblings. Are they too
Hmm.
giving? Are they too selfish? What's going on?
Hmm.
So you see all of that in a whole year, especially a year and a half. You see them through all the holidays. You see them when they get their little taxes back. You see them in the summer, the winter. Yeah, what?
I'm sorry. That's fun.
So you see it.
I don't need 3 years for me to tell me that if I need to marry somebody. Mm-mm. I just don't really think that. I know we have these conversations about, you know, when you should marry, when you should do this, when you should do that. But I feel like here, there's no courting, there's no dating, there's no people. I mean, even when it comes to dating, a lot of people just date one person at a time, or they won't really communicate like what this is. Like, I don't see relationships having levels. I think people just skip all the levels straight to
That's,
And
what
nothing
they
that you're
want
saying.
most. Yeah,
she said she thinks that people just
can you
basically
hear
skip
me?
all the levels and go straight to being together. Like they don't do the dating.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
But
Yeah, I
okay,
definitely
but
agree
I
with
Cause
think
that.
I'm
that
like,
then it's
yeah,
a
I
lot of
can
people
say
who got
to you,
attachment issues then. Because there's a lot of people who can't take people dating. Like dating, meaning that I might go out with you tonight, but tomorrow I'll probably have breakfast or lunch with somebody else. A lot of people will go crazy. Like, but you're supposed to be talking to me? Like, okay.
Right.
yeah,
What does
yeah,
that
I agree
mean?
with you there. I do agree.
Did she just fall
Hmm.
off? So I know that like yeah, okay, I can see the attachment issues and things like that. But then um if I'm exclusively dating somebody, I don't feel like I need to be exclusively dating you for years. That's a waste of my time. Like you don't think that um you don't think that we can be anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? You are entertaining the thought of marriage. Why am I still here?
No, absolutely. No, I get what you're saying, but if what I'm saying is by that time we absolutely should be talking about marriage and what do we see for each other? Do we see a future with each other? Whatever. And if those conversations are not happening, then we need to come back to another conversation of where what are we doing here? Because we're not going to have this long term girlfriend boyfriend type thing. I just don't think 3 years is that really that long.
3 years is a long term boyfriend.
Mm-mm,
What?
3 years
I
is
don't
a
think so.
You talk about
time.
three
It is.
years of
That's
you
in y'all opinion,
exclusively.
but in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You
I
like
don't
you
think that.
saying
I
three
think that
years
is
of
a good time to
exclusively
know.
dating somebody. You're
3 years
exclusively
of
just dating them for three
exclusively
years,
dating someone.
and you're
Yes,
not living with each other.
yes. And even more so if you're not living with each other.
If
Yes,
we ain't living with each other for three
yes.
years, I'm probably dating somebody else. I'm not about to
But he
be.
got other chicks
Why are
coming to
you?
his
You are a. You're a booty
But
call at
why?
this point.
But why? If you can see yourself marrying somebody within a year and a half, why? Like,
Because that's within a year and a half. After three, if we're going 3 years, okay, and I am not basically meshing you within my program. You just some nigga I see every now and then when I'm free, right? Then I'm not gonna see me being with you because I'm not with you now. We're not. You're not in my program now. I've gone 3 years making my life and building my life without you.
mm,
You was over there building your life. I'm over here building my life. Then after the third year, you talking about marriage. Marriage? Nigga, what? I don't even what are you talking about? I
right?
done built
But
my
this is what
life
you
seeing
said.
you
You
to
said
fuck.
without them living together. I say that people should live together before they um
So when do
call
you
it
think they should move
getting
in
So
together?
getting
when are
married
they
to each
supposed to
other.
live together? You mean like when they're engaged? Or you think they should be dating exclusively and then at some point get engaged and at some point get married?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's what I want
Yes,
to
that's
know.
what I
Well,
Because
when
if
mean.
should
you're
they?
saying
When
if
should
you're
they
Yeah,
move
saying
in
that's
exclusively
together?
exactly what
get
I mean.
when should they move in together?
Okay,
When
first
they're
of all, I
engaged?
feel attacked. Okay, I
I'm
feel
not trying
attacked.
I'm not trying to attack you.
Okay, so
I'm
first of
trying to
all, you guys are at a
understand.
9. I need you at a 2. I feel really
No,
attacked right now.
I am not trying to attack you.
So,
I'm trying to
these
figure
are
out.
opinions, and no, there is no
I
wrong
know.
answer here.
I'm
These
not
are my
saying there is no.
opinions,
Right. We just.
but I feel like you're kind of making me feel like I'm saying some
Well, no.
wrong
I just
shit.
wanted to know the timeline. Like,
I'm just trying to
okay, they're
understand the
dating.
clarification. They're dating, then they get engaged and move in, or they're living
No,
together
no,
when
they
they're
gotta wait
dating.
3 years. So they move
No,
in at
I
some point.
say within a year or so after being exclusive, we probably gonna be talking about moving in together. Okay. Once we get to talk about moving in together, that it's a given that engagement is next.
What?
So
That's
I'm
given?
saying, yeah, yeah. See that I don't like that. I don't like that because that's my opinion. I'm not ragging on y'all shit.
I know. I'm not ragging. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying it's
goodness,
a
Nah,
given. Like
Lindsay
you
out there
said,
laughing and shit.
wait a
you said
minute,
it's a
wait a minute.
given.
How many times I've been the odd man out? Get real. Get real. I'm
Girl.
only laughing because in my mind, I have done the shacking up and I refuse to do that again. And I'm definitely not
Okay,
gonna
I
assume
understand that.
that
So
because you
it's a
asked me to
trauma
move in,
response.
Right,
I'm
I
not gonna
understand
do
that.
it.
That's
I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous to assume that someone's gonna do something because you see certain things happening. Because I could have sworn I was gonna be a wife, and that did not happen. So I'm just saying, any woman that listens to this is like, I'm not paying attention to none of that. It's what you do. I need that ring. I need that marriage certificate, baby.
So do you want that? But do you? But wait a minute, Lindsay. Because you're saying you want that before he's ever lived with you.
Yes,
So how did he know anything? Like, what do you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
that's exactly what
Like
I'm
I firmly
He's
believe
supposed
that
to.
you
saying.
don't know
Listen.
a
I'm
person
saying,
until
I'm
you live
saying,
with them.
I'm not moving with you until we are married. Well, I'm gonna have to find out a whole nother side of you. That's perfectly fine with me.
So you
But
want to
I'm not
marry
moving
the
in with you
idea of
based
somebody,
on
but then that's falling in
no,
love
I
with
want
the
to
idea
marry
of them,
somebody.
not really them. That's like
Yeah,
what
because
you think
by that
about them.
time I should know enough about you. No, because I've spent time at your home. You spend time at my home. I'm pretty sure we know each other well enough, and we just got to get adjusted to living
Mm-mm.
with each other. That's it.
Okay, okay, but what you're saying right now is that you're gonna trust him to marry you, but not trust him to live with you.
The only reason why I say we shouldn't live together is because, like I said, I'm merging my finances with your finances. So, in essence, it's like a
No, not
marriage.
necessarily. You ain't gotta do all that.
Yes, it
You
is.
ain't got to do it. No,
Why?
no. You
Why
ain't
it is
gotta do all
not?
that.
Because
I
my
wouldn't merge. I
yes,
wouldn't
because you're
merge
paying half the
finances.
rent.
I
You're
wouldn't
paying
merge
half the
finances
rent,
until we
and
are
I'm
engaged.
paying half the rent. Let's be
Listen,
real.
listen.
We're gonna be real honest right now. Most people do not have the means to live on their own. So you're gonna move in with somebody that you're financially dependent on with no guarantee that this is gonna be a marriage. I cannot hear y'all. Hold on.
I don't think anybody was talking.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like,
but when
I'm
you
not
get
saying that's for
engaged, you don't
everybody.
know if it's gonna be a real marriage either. But it's a
Exactly.
promise to that, right? It's a promise
Like,
that this is what
But I
they
was
want
gonna.
to
Can y'all
do.
hear me? Because
Yeah.
I know
yes.
I'm in a bad area. Listen, I'm not saying you don't have to merge your finances if you're living with
Hmm.
somebody. Your bank account, I can have my. Hold on, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep,
Can y'all hear me?
Uh huh.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
you can have your bank. Okay, you can have your bank account. I can have my bank account. Just when it's time to pay the bills, we put the money together.
Right.
I would merge. I would not merge my finances with any man until I was engaged to that man.
I wouldn't do it till I was married. Just being honest. Huh?
I'm just gonna keep it
Uh,
up. I mean, I mean,
is she
yeah,
breaking up for you, or is that me?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's you.
No, I
Oh, it's
can't hear
me.
Even
you
then,
No,
either.
I
You
you
don't
gotta
know.
say.
breaking up.
I,
You gotta
when it,
say it again.
can y'all hear me?
All I heard was even
Can y'all hear
then.
me now?
Yeah.
Can y'all
I
hear me now?
heard
Okay.
was even
I'm
then.
just saying. I'm just saying, like, there's really no guarantees in life, but honestly, when it comes to that, your financial security, like, if you can't afford to live on your own, I definitely think you shouldn't be moving in with somebody um without anything. That's just me personally.
Mm,
Now, if you
okay.
can afford to move out, if it don't work out, fine.
But I
But
mean,
people,
when you met them, they was by themselves.
yeah, but I'm just
Exactly.
saying, like, I'm just saying, like, not
And
everybody, you know
and
what I'm saying? What
assuming
if,
you're by yourself, so you already know that you can live on your own.
Yeah.
yeah, I can live on my own, but still.
Like if y'all going
But
a
that
year
but that contradicts
maintaining
what you're
on your
saying though.
own, then you know that they
No,
can
it
live on
doesn't
their own.
contradict what I'm saying because just because I can live on my own doesn't mean anything.
But
What?
you just said something
Wait.
different.
What I'm saying is, if I'm merging my finances with someone else, that's a problem if I am not married to them. That is what I am saying.
Yeah, but why would you be merging your finances though? Just
That's
to move in with them.
you don't have to do that. I've never
What?
done
So they have an apartment, you
that.
have an apartment, and y'all been dating for a year. Y'all decide to get an apartment together.
Not doing it.
Okay? You're not you're not giving them your bank account. You paying
Right.
your half of the rent.
I'm still not doing it. Maybe I used the wrong words, but I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Right. So you're not
That's
gonna
your
live with
prerogative.
them before you get married.
Nope.
So if you get married and you see that, they trash everything that they have and they fucking up shit and they doing
They a
all this other
secret
shit.
fucking drunk. They do
Yeah, like
drugs
Just
secretly.
but
Like
y'all not saying y'all acting like I'm not saying I won't be at their house. I'm still gonna be around them.
no,
I'm
but
pretty
that's
sure
what I'm saying.
they'll be trying
Even
to.
if you are
I'm
at
around
their
them enough
house,
to know what they're
unless
doing.
but that's the point. Unless you're at their house every single day of the week, you do not know is all you don't
yeah.
100%
You don't
know.
know what somebody do, even if you are in the same house. Sometimes, like,
Yeah,
what
but
does
But
that
you
see
have a
the
mean?
you can
higher
see
percentage.
the
I
You
can
have a
see
higher
their
pattern,
behavior,
percentage of
even if we're
knowing.
not living together. Period.
but
You
you can
have a
see the
higher
patterns
percentage
in
of
their
knowing
behavior.
if you know their everyday freaking moves. Their every yeah, nah.
You see the patterns in their behavior when you live with
Right.
them versus when you don't, because it's just like people who go out and smoke crack or snort dope. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't know that shit for real. But if you see them every day and you see that, okay, every time they go out with such and so, they come back zooted and booted. That is something going on there. It's a difference. But if you don't live there, you don't know that. You see them when they want to see you. They just not gonna go do that day.
I'm not shacking up. That's my final.
My anxiety.
Okay.
I feel you, girl. I feel you. I feel you, but my anxiety would be too much to be doing that. I got to know. I don't want no surprises because once you sign that
Cause
paper,
I know when people
I'm
really
ready to
like each
sign them
other, they
papers.
end up being around each other all the time. Anyway, it usually ends up being a like we spend so much time together. Why are we paying too
We might
much?
as well live.
Why are we
Right.
paying
Well,
too
then you might as
this
well
and that?
propose to
Right.
me
That's
in bed
usually
because
how
I'm
that
not doing
happens. Yeah.
it. No.
No, but I feel you, Lindsay, and I feel you.
No, I understand what y'all are
I
saying
understand where you're.
completely,
I understand
but
where you're. I understand what you're
I'm
saying.
tired. I just feel like when you just give when you doing all these like what's that saying? Doing wifely duties at girlfriend prices, baby. No,
But living together, that's not like a roommate duty.
I don't
Cause
care
we
if it's
going half and
roommate
half.
duty, whatever you want.
I'm like,
You
we
can
going
call
half
it
and
whatever
half.
you
But
want.
this is the
You
reason
can
why
call it
I
whatever you
said
want.
that within that period of time, there should be a proposal. I'm not saying people should live together for years. If you're living with this man for years upon years, yes, you are doing wifely duties.
My thing is, if you're not engaged, at least before you move in. Even though personally, like I said, I don't. That's not why I move. But if you are engaged, you know what I'm saying. Like I just feel like that should be at least something you should do. Potentially, y'all will get married versus just moving in and assuming he's gonna propose one day. Like,
Understood. Understood.
'cause people can attend all day. And then they just be like, oh, yeah, I knew I was never going to marry her. I just needed a roommate.
And that's okay. As long as you don't decide to be his roommate for 3 to 5 years. That's my
No,
point.
I'm
That's
not even
okay.
talking
Okay,
about me
so y'all move
personally.
in together,
I'm just saying
and
women
he
in
and he
general.
decides
Like,
that he don't want to do it. That's okay because he can decide that. But my thing is, at that point with the woman, don't sit there and shack up with him for 5 years, waiting on him to propose, and then be confused. He didn't do it before. I mean, like, you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, y'all
I
moved
mean,
in
I
together.
get what you're saying, and in a perfect world, that makes sense. But like, you don't created a home with
Perfect.
this person. Most people get complacent and stay in their situations,
No, because you don't like the
and they tend to.
situation. Your situation was supposed to be temporary.
Boo, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in general. I'm not saying
Yeah, in
that it's
general,
right.
their
I'm
situation
not
was supposed to
saying
be
it's right.
temporary.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? If you moved in, you made a home with this person, next thing you know, 5 years roll by, you like, dang, I still ain't get no ring yet. Then yeah, you definitely should have left 3 years ago.
I feel
But
like people who was in that situation weren't trying to get a ring. That wasn't they. That wasn't their goal.
I disagree with
Their
that.
goal was to date.
I don't think that. I think that they don't want to lose that person, so they don't want to try to force that person into giving them a ring, even though that's what they really want. And they think if they wait, that person will just change their mind and choose them. That's how
Oh,
I
so
feel.
then we need to start talking about self-esteem.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Well, it's the same one.
A whole nother conversation.
Because then you're not even ready for marriage if you can't put your foot down about shit that you like and shit that you want. If you're more worried about keeping a
I
nigga
I think from the
than your
moment
life goals and what you want in your own life, then you have an issue here. I'm gonna say that's not what you want. You don't really want marriage. You just want the nigga. Because if you really wanted marriage, you wouldn't deal with the shit. The same thing with
could be.
anything anybody really wants. If you really want something, you find a way to make it happen. If the only thing you're trying to make happen is keeping a nigga around, then that's what you really want. You don't want marriage.
Again, I don't totally agree with you on that. But I do believe that when you start dating someone, you should be telling them what you want. It should be clear. Both of you should be clear on what you want. And listen to what that person is saying. Don't just listen to the parts you like. Listen to the parts you don't like as well, because that tells you everything you need to know. I'm sure all of us can reflect on past situations where we're like, dang, he did say that, and I still stayed. I think,
I know I'm gonna go. It's usually the other way around with me. I usually say it and then motherfuckers don't believe it. Believe
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
believe
a
it.
lot of the times, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're different, Denise, but most women, I'm just saying, I've been guilty of this where a man would tell me something, and instead of me believing what he says, I believe what I want to believe. Oh, he don't really mean that. Oh, he hurting. Oh, he this, he that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no. If that man says, I don't want to be tied down, I don't believe in this and that, you need to listen to him or her. Because, like in your case, you just, you know, you were honest about what you want. But the
Only way
honesty
to
has to
be.
be there. Right, but you had to learn that through time. A lot of people
Because you
don't even
can't
realize that.
charge. This is the thing. You can't charge somebody with something they don't know. Right?
No.
So I can't charge you with not marrying me when I never fucking said nothing about the issue. I never was
Yeah,
like, look, I'm trying to get married within this amount of time or I'm dipping. If I never said that to you, then I can't charge you with not knowing it. So I gotta tell you how I feel because now I know that you know. So anything that you're doing for or against that is on purpose at this point because I know that you know. Because I told you. And the same
Right, but
thing. If
I'm saying
somebody is
like
telling me
it's
something,
something you
I'm
don't
gonna move
want some.
accordingly because that's what you said. You said this. I'm moving like this because that's what you said. Charge you with that. I'm holding you to it.
Well, we all know how that can go.
Yeah, and so then you have to.
We
But
all
that's what
know
I'm
how
saying.
that can go.
That same thing where they say that should you let somebody cheat or not, right? Let somebody cheat in peace or say something. It's the same thing. If you say something, you got to be willing to do something.
But a
So,
lot of people don't. A lot of people don't stick to their word either. So that's another thing. That's why you have to pay
and I'm
attention. And
charging.
I understand charging people with stuff, but I'm just saying like what I'm saying is it's very important because people don't do this. You when somebody is telling you something, you can hold them to it all you want to, but if they're not gonna put the action behind what they say, then you know you gotta dip. It's time to go.
Yeah, but it's actually dipping that people have the problem with.
Right. Because like you said, we got attachment issues and abandonment issues. We don't know how to just, like you said, self esteem and seeing ourselves for what we are or what we want. Really going after what we want. It's important.
Hmm.
Never ever waver on what you want, no matter how much you want that person. So again, I think 2 years is a good enough time to get to know that person, get to know if you're compatible or not. And I think that's a good enough time to get engaged and get married.
I think the first thing people need to do is make sure that somebody even want to get married.
Yes. And
Because
have
you could be in
children.
a relationship all you want to, but they might not want marriage. They may never want marriage. They just want to be in a relationship.
Or they may not want marriage with you.
Needs to be put on the table.
Huh?
They may not
Everything needs to be put on the
want
table.
marriage with you.
Mm-hmm. So somebody coming to me right now talking about marriage, I'm gonna be like, have a good day. No, sir. Nothing that I
I'm
want.
on the
I don't
fence
want
about
anything to do with
marriage.
that. Huh?
I said I'm on the fence about marriage, but I feel you on that. You know what you want.
Mm. I didn't come to me with it. You gonna waste your time, baby. And you gonna be in here like these other Kevin Simmons, like pissed off.
I think too, we need to really understand why we want to get married. I know it's a social construct, but people want to marry for different reasons. Like, what is it like? I think when you are talking to somebody, you need to figure out, like, why do you want to get married? What does marriage mean to you? How do you see yourself in a marriage? Those are
It's a
also important
constant
questions.
source of sex.
Yes, all that needs to be discussed. Couples counseling is, for me, will be mandatory moving forward in my life.
Couples counseling.
Yes.
I think that's important.
When should you do that? Before or after marriage?
Before, during.
I mean, good. I'm just saying, somebody start dating me and shit.
No,
These
I
niggas
say
start talking
before.
about couples counseling. I'll be like,
Before.
bruh,
Absolutely before.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I guess if somebody do couples counseling, you can tell if they serious about your ass. Because I'll probably leave.
Yeah, because, and then that just helps, it just helps get all those tough discussions
Like, you gotta
discussed,
really care about somebody
Yeah.
to do some motherfucking couples counseling. Because I really don't care
I I
Even
about
think
your
more
I
so
premise.
do think
imperative that you do premarital counseling because,
I did
baby,
that.
Baby. Okay.
I do think those are good things, but I also think as individuals, we really do need to have a hold on our own mental health. You know, if you
I
never
agree.
been to therapy a day in your life, and then you go to couples therapy, you know, you might not you might not be receptive to it. And then a lot of people don't realize like therapy is great, but you also have to put in work.
Hmm.
Like it's a constant, it's not, oh, we're just going to therapy to talk about our feelings. No, you actually have to do something
That's why you hear
about.
people, couples that have been married for 20, 30 years say that yes, they still periodically go to therapy together.
Yeah, I think that's healthy. I do
Hmm.
think that's healthy. But I do also think marriage marriage marriages change all the time because we're always changing. And I think when you get married, you have to go in with that mindset. I think so many times we all get stuck on the person that we met, not realizing like this person has evolved and changed many times. I've evolved and changed many times. Like we can't get stuck on that first day I met you crap.
But see, I don't know because at the same time, if you change too much, I'm leaving. You're not the person I fell in
Well,
love with.
I'm not saying change like do a 180. I'm not that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is we grow and evolve, so we have to grow and evolve together. I'm not saying, oh, you used to buy flowers for me and you don't buy flowers anymore. Oh, you used to be considerate and you're not considerate anymore. I'm just saying like we have to grow and change together. Get on We have to constantly relearn each other every day. That's really what marriage is, and that's why a lot of people really can't do it. That's why it's not successful.
Well, how come like marriages don't be working right, but people tend to stay in long term relationships though
Because you don't have the
at a
pressure
way
to.
higher rate
Maybe you can
than
walk
they
away
stay in
from that
marriage?
relationship. Because you can walk away from that relationship.
But they staying
Once
in
you
them
get
though.
married, once you get married, it gives you like a title. It gives you like a responsibility. I guess that's why they stay in long term relationships.
Legally
Because yeah,
binding is legally binding.
it's like a marriage, but I could leave you today and it's not gonna change my life per se. I don't have to go to a
Yes, it
court
will.
to legally
Oh
separate
yeah,
myself from you.
Right.
that part.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I could just pack up my shit and go, and we can go
And
on
go
about
and
our
block your
lives.
ass
I don't have
and
to go
keep it
to a
moving.
judge.
But when you're
But the thing is
married,
that they
Right.
stay in them though. So you're saying that basically the fact that somebody is it's legal is what makes them want to leave it because they
Yeah.
stand in the long term relationships. They're not
Well,
staying
I'm
in the
saying there's
marriages.
all this pressure. What I'm saying is there's so much pressure when you're married than there is when you're just boyfriend and girlfriend.
and like you said earlier, some people just don't want to be
And
married.
it's a
Because when you
society
think
thing.
about it, you can have the benefits of marriage without the paper.
Hmm.
You
You know
can.
what
That's what I'm
I'm saying?
saying.
Like
You can have,
the
but
insurance policies or whatever, beneficiaries, whatever, like whatever. Shit like that, deed names on deeds. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
you
I'm
can do all
saying?
that.
So
Mhm. Why do you think they call it ball and chain? Like I don't know how to explain. It's like an energy that comes over you. Like shit, I'm locked into this. I am locked in. Like legally, I am tied to this person. That puts an extra weight on the relationship than it does if you're not married.
but then you
Even
think
though
that somebody's
you have
supposed to
all the
make this
makings of the
decision,
marriage,
like, but the
what
way you're
decision?
describing it, you're making it like a huge ass thing, but then saying that
Because
they should make the decision within
for
two
some
years
people it
without
is a
ever living
huge
with the
thing.
person.
It is a huge thing for a lot of people. For some people, it may not hold that much weight. For other people, it does.
Mm-hmm.
1.5 years. You should know.
Hmm?
If you don't want to spend the rest of your life with me after 1.5 years, let me know so I can motherfucking go.
Oh god.
I got other people to please besides you, and I need to
Ooh,
start making my rounds.
Not making my rounds.
not making my round.
Lord have
She
mercy.
said I need to start making my round. I got things to do. Well, people to do and
Yes,
things to
it's
see.
been 1.5 years of me curving motherfuckers for your ass, nigga. What
I
do you
will
want to
say
do?
this too. I will say too. I think marriage, like the reason why marriage is such a big deal, is because everybody will know you're like tied to this person, right? Like, oh, you're married, so it's like you're no longer a part of the hustle and bustle of life. It's like you're sequestered into another
Yeah, I told you
level.
before the other day, like how people try to act like when you married, that means that you got it all together.
Yes,
Like people, and I think that might be another reason why people don't propose.
but it's also the aspect of I can't talk to anybody else. Like I can't date anybody else if I'm married. You might feel less guilty cheating on your girlfriend or your boyfriend than you would if you were married.
So,
So it's like it's this idea like, oh, I can no longer entertain other people. I only can entertain you because you're my wife or you're my husband.
messing with me, you better not entertain nobody else.
No, I'm just saying I'm trying to
Just
get through
saying.
this. Like I'm looking at the psychology of why people basically act like marriage is doom and gloom.
Well, for one, it's got that whole forever stigma.
Forever, ever, forever, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think
By the
people
way,
say
for
best friends for life
forever,
anymore.
forever is maybe 20 plus years if you're lucky. That's not forever. We gotta stop saying forever. It's
And
a
that's
slogan.
forever if it's the rest of your natural life.
Mm, still
Yeah.
not forever. There's an expiration date.
That is the rest of your natural life. It's forever as you know it.
Right. And that could be
Nah,
more than 20 years.
Yeah, it is forever as you know it. Because you ain't gonna know nothing else. You're gonna die married to this motherfucker.
I'm just saying. I know what you're saying. The rest of your life, but forever just sounds like eternity, and we don't get to live on
Well,
Earth
you are
for eternity.
supposedly married for eternity because it's your
Mm.
souls.
Like a spiritual marriage, like spiritually.
It's supposed to be spiritual. That's the
Child,
whole
I
first
don't know.
idea, right?
I don't know. I don't know what happens
Becoming
on the other
one,
side.
becoming one.
I don't know.
Y'all become one.
One flesh. You're becoming one flesh
One.
in the physical. I don't know about the spiritual realm.
What you mean? Y'all represent each other in both places either way.
I don't know.
I was married now.
I mean, that's the theory of it all, but how do I really know?
What?
I don't.
How will I know?
Anyway, um, those are my final answers.
Okay. I want to do the next one on titles, right? Because
Okay.
we spoke on it a little bit about titles. I didn't want to go into it though because it would be a whole nother show. Uh, but like because I know that people who have titles, even boyfriend titles, y'all relationships might mess up more than somebody who don't have a title but been in your life almost like a boyfriend though. the entire time. You know what I mean? You can go 10 years with a fuck buddy, and they be just that, and y'all ain't
Yeah,
broke up yet.
About nothing else.
But a
Hello.
boyfriend or husband, y'all tripping.
straight tripping. Because their manhood is taken from them.
Oh Lord,
They
it's
can't be hoes
solidified.
anymore. They don't
I
know
think it's
what to do.
solidified. It's solidified some people manhood depending on their circle. Like, oh wow, I'm married.
I'm just
Like now
saying
that
for
mean, like now that mean
negative
he a
people.
man. You know what I'm saying? Cause you married, boy, and you still don't do nothing for your wife.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really see much of that, but okay, I can rock
You
with
don't
that.
see much of that. What? Go to the back chat. I bet you everybody that's married, you already know.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't see it in the back chats. I'm just saying like whenever I hear it, and this is just me, it seems to be negative. Like, oh, you know, I don't know. That's me. Anyway,
I don't know.
I lost my train of thought.
All right, y'all. Well, that's the show. See you later.
Don't forget to
We
like,
in the
share, and
building.
Like train
We in
on
the
the track.
building.
It's the bar.
The bar?
Yep.
And I reloaded my
And
clip.
all new people, it be ready. What the business
Hey, we got
is?
sultry and sassy, scientific and pseudo, religious and ambitious. Come give us your opinions.
At the bar, really loaded. What the business
We in
is?
the building. We in the building.
At the bar, really loaded. What the business
We in
is?
the building. We in the building.